Hello, have you seen my dog? Have you seen my dog, Coda? He looks like you, but brown. Kinda red. Excuse me, have you seen my dog? Have you seen my dog? Have you seen my dog? He probably wants to kill you. Yeah, you probably haven't seen him. Excuse me, sir, have you seen my dog? You seem very... Nope, that's not the answer I was hoping for. I don't think he's down there. That does not... It looks kind of like a wolf den, but I don't think that's where he's gonna be. There he is! Come here, Coda! Come here, buddy! You come home with me! Oh, it's the first time too! Oh, I love you so much, buddy. I found you out here all alone. Home sweet home, buddy. Welcome to the village of pandas. Very important detail to finish you off here, Coda, is we need to get you your little green collar there. You saying hi to the panda? I know, he's very, very nice. Let's get you up here on the balcony, though, or on the deck. I know you love to look out over things. Perfect. Now you can look out over the great little valley we're creating. Welcome home, buddy. Welcome on back to Building with fWhip, folks. Last episode, we brought in a lovely amount of pandas to live inside of our village. That was a massive pain, bringing them through the nether. And on top of that, we came over here and built up a brand new water mill, which is awesome. I love it so very much. We do need to fill the inside of it with something a little bit better than what we have for decoration inside of here. I want to include a bit of a kelp farm, and I recently found a design that's going to be pretty awesome, so we will be building that one here shortly. Outside of that, I want to tackle some more terraforming for the day, because I wanted to get ourselves some bridges that connect ourselves from here over to here. However, that's a big slope on this one, so I'm thinking we come back here behind the watermill, chop down a few spruce trees, and create a bit of a pillar of stone sticking up out of the earth, going way, way high into the sky here. Connect that guy to there, and then we can have a little bit of a bridge going from... Hello, creeper! Thank you for removing the spruce tree. But we're going to go from there, then over to there. I think it's going to be fantastic. In order to get ourselves started, however, we need to start out with some mining. I need a lot more stone than I currently have, and I don't quite have a beacon yet, but thankfully this netherite pickaxe is pretty awesome for the job. Mining session is now done, and we were actually able to get some goodies out of this as well. We got a few diamond ore, some redstone, iron, gold, all that good stuff. Let's go break it down and see how many we get. It looks like thankfully we already had a bit of stone, because I don't think I got enough of it for the tower that we're going to be building today. I think we're going to need a lot more. Ooh, it looks like we got some more stuff in here as well, so I think it's time that we make a big old tower of stuff and break it down. 1.16 changed how a lot of these experience things work with mending, which is absolutely awesome. So if a tool or a piece of armor you're wearing is fully maxed out already, you don't have to worry about it consuming experience anymore, which is great because they used to do that and just give you experience instead of repairing the other tools. And right now, as we don't really have an experience farm, that's going to be super helpful for actually getting some experience, because my little silk touch pick right here is starting to fade pretty quickly. So let's see how many resources we get out of this. And this guy is currently at a little under half. It looks like so far 13 diamonds, but I feel like a few fell off the edge. Some experience is actually still going to the player instead of repairing the tool. So that's interesting because we just gained a level. So I guess it's not fully fixed. Maybe diamonds didn't fall off the edge. That's a bummer. We only got 13 out of that, but look at all this redstone stuff we got, which is going to be very, very nice for a project later in today's episode. And with all those resources gathered up, it is time that we kick this off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode, put fWhip cam in the sky, and build up a giant old stone pillar. And there we have it, everybody. That is one absolutely massive transformation to this area. I think it's looking pretty awesome. It's totally changing up the atmosphere around this place. I've come back in here and added in a bunch of leaves and a few waterfalls on the side, and I think it's looking pretty great. I gotta stop here for a quick second and say though, if you are enjoying the video, please consider clicking that like button down below. If you are brand new, why not subscribe? You're here for this long. Do it. All of our little bamboo is growing up around this area, and that is absolutely fantastic, but we've got a few more things that we need to tackle up here, mainly linking up this bridge over to our forge so they actually go somewhere. And I've got a bunch of cobblestone and basalt in my inventory, so we can take our super shovel here and just start flying through this area and breaking down a bunch of this stuff. And I think I need to take down a few trees as well to be able to get the pathway over to here. Yeah, we just need to make it here, right to up on that ledge. I want to try and keep as many of the spruce trees as we can up here, so I'm just going to be getting rid of a few of them while we're going throughout. So probably this guy and then this one right here as well should be able to do it. Hopefully all of the leaves despawn from them, but I want to come back up in here and add in a bit more bamboo. Now our pathway here doesn't have to be too large. I just need to make a large enough space so that we can actually walk through it and add a bit of a border to the path and have it still make sense. This one I'm using a lot of basalt for because I love the color of the basalt. Also, I did come in here with my texture pack and added some overlays for the grass, dirt, and coarse dirt over basalt. I'll get that download out to y'all here soon, but just simply bringing in something right along here and we get a walkway up like that. I feel like that's gonna be a wide enough pathway, and then if we add some of our oak leaves just kind of dotted along the edge of it, it should still feel wide enough to be able to walk through it. Unlike our bridge here, it's not super panda friendly. And a good way to build these pathways is just kind of to dot in or pepper in a little bit of the cobblestone that we're going to be using. And it looks like up on this upper one, I did use some andesite as well. But then we can just bring in the basalt afterwards. We've got our base plan for where the cobblestone is going to go. Maybe build some of the basalt things off of this. Having them going both different ways is actually really, really nice in my opinion, because it adds a little bit more variety to it and helps keep things more within the tone of the block that we're going for. Because I love this almost like the blue darker hue that we get from the basalt over to the cobblestone. I think it's a great little bit of contrast that we can get for this area. That's something extremely unique compared to any other build that we've done in this world. Normally I'd come up here and build a little bit of a retaining wall on this side, just having some stone or some granite or just some other block that we're using in the area as far as terraforming goes, and add a bit of a retaining wall so it looks like this thing is being supported. One great thing we can do, however, is adding in the oak leaves to the border. And then what I wanted to also add in here was another one of these little torii gate things that we have right over here. However, we are coming into a little bit of an interesting point. Is we're working on an angle in this area. Like, this is a total diagonal spot. So I was thinking we could take right here and then count over 1, 2, and 3. And then that would actually put us, maybe instead of that, we do 1, 2, and then 3, and then we do one right here. So it's kind of a slightly angulared one. And then if we bring these up, I think the last ones we did 5 high. And at the top, we can bring in some of our crimson stairs and the slabs and bring those right over here like this. And then it's going to be a trapdoor on this point, and then it would be a slab. And then from here, it's going to be a little weird because we're going to want to bring this guy over like this, and then we get our slight angle built in right there. And repeating that same pattern over onto the far side, we get something a little bit like this. I know it's wonky looking. I know it's not quite the same as what we're used to. And working on angles in Minecraft can always be a bit interesting, but I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. So this one right here is actually going to sit at this point and right there. And then we're actually going to bring out an extra one on the ends. Adding our soulfire lanterns in, it's, I don't know. I think I'm a mess with that. I don't think there's ever really going to be a perfect fix for these because they're on an angle after all. But I brought it up to be 1 taller so it actually matched the last one that was 6 tall, not 5 tall. And then brought this thing back 1 and then brought that middle one block a forward 1. So it was a pretty quick little simple change right there, but that worked out pretty well. And very quickly over here, I want to give you all a quick tour of what this thing is. We've got some random barrels in here because why not have barrels? And then it's just a staircase to get ourselves up to the top. And we got this lovely little shrine in here with some hoppers with some campfires above them. And I did change up the top of the shrine thing. As you probably noticed in the time lapse, it was a little bit different in the second half. And that's looking lovely on there. And I think I do have chains on me. I wanted to go forward with the thing that I've been doing on all of these builds and extending soulfire lanterns off of the corners hanging by chains. Normally, I don't like to add just lights everywhere around my builds, but the light coming off of the soulfire torches and lanterns, everything is so subtle because it's such a low light value that I actually really like it in the nighttime. As it's going to be nighttime, I thought it was a really cool time to show you all that little bit of the glow that I was talking about here. It's not too extreme, but you can kind of tell the areas where we are living and working and everything like that. I think it's very, very cool. Like these, very bright, very, very bright. Not so bright on our bridges. That being said, I've got one other project that I do want to tackle in today's episode, and that is going to require going underneath this structure right here. I had originally thought about hiding this off the beaten path a little bit, so I was thinking we could actually come right back over here and take ourselves just a few blocks underground. So I think on this side, we'll replace all of this with some stone bricks in here just so we can have that little bit of a headroom for ourselves. And what we're going to be working on is a kelp farm. A lot of people let me know in the last episode, like, hey, Whip, why are you building a kelp farm? You have a kelp farm in the other part of your world. And I know that's true. That is a very true statement. We do have a kelp farm already in the other part of the world. Wow, that's very bright. But I don't want to rush my way back over to the other side of the world. I want to finish a lot of the projects here, and until we hit a point where we're basically stuck and can't do much, I want to be focusing on building over in this area. So I don't want to be rushing to get back over to all of our old stuff. And this one right here, I've been looking at a design by LogicalGeekBoy, as I think I just mentioned, and it's very cool. It's very, very great, and I really wish I looked at this one before we had done all the mining to be able to get the stone to build that giant pillar. Because, folks, I've got to dig a hole that's about 25, 26, 27 blocks deep. I've made it to the bottom of the hole and realized I forgot something very, very important. I don't have a way back out. I dug all the way down here, and I don't have a way out. I guess we could use this as a temporary ladder. These things are a way to do a ladder, right? Old school, new school, really bad ladder, because you can just do this and then you go all the way down. The problem is you got to jump and flip them. There is no freaking way that I can make the entire farm that we're looking at right here for Logic's design, because it is just absolutely massive and it's like the mega farm. Like there's nothing really much more powerful than this thing, but we can at least make a tiled version of it that's a bit smaller, so I can at least work on that one. We need a bunch of resources in here, and we need a lot of observers, we need a lot of hoppers, and we need a lot of other things. Cobblestone, quartz, and redstone. We can do that. We can make this stuff happen. Well, we're now completely out of iron, minus 2 pieces right there. We're running pretty low on redstone, and I've got 25 hoppers, 5 dispensers, 64 observers, a bunch of pistons, a bunch of chests, and let's get this thing rocking. Now, as I'm not the original creator of this farm, nor designer of this farm, and I'm not a redstone expert at all, I don't even have the right word for it, I'm going to leave a link to in the description to LogicalGeekBoy's farm itself. I'm going to get the base stuff in here, and I'll give you all an update as soon as I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm just going to be following his video. Get the base area in for a little bit of kelp down here. One thing I wanted to point out here that I feel like is a useful redstone tip that I've recently picked up on and started doing myself. And that is the fact that if you ever run into a point where you're like building redstone underground and you're like me and you like to cave out a bunch of resources, well, it's a good idea to use some block that is always going to be your redstone block, your redstone building material. Basically, if you see this underground, don't break it. That old saying about measure twice and cut once, well, that is very, very true here, because this is very, very close to being at the top. I brought in a little bit of black stained glass up here. I was able to make some of that. It just looks like foggy glass for me in my texture pack, so I think it works out great. And what we got to do in here now is do this and bring these guys all the way back here. And the reason why I'm saying that measure twice, cut once thing is, well, I would love to have those down at this layer. The farm now is actually done and everything here is hooked up, ready to go. So we can actually just flip the little lever right here and it would all work, minus one part that actually is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. These need to be filled with bone meal. So we got to find a way to get some bone meal. Right now we can head out to that Soul Sand Valley in the Nether and get a bunch of bone blocks and use those as a quick fix. Before we do that, however, I need to get this hooked up with a water elevator. And then I'm going to be hooking up another down drop chute right here. And I don't... What the heck happened to my other bucket? I must have dropped that somewhere. Thankfully, there's been a pretty awesome change in 1.16 where you can now put kelp on top of soul sand, which is great. And I think it gives the bubble... No, it doesn't give the bubble effect quite yet, but that's fine. And up we go. Perfect. We got a way up and down. We are all set to go. We'll figure out a way to set this up with an auto smelting system here soon. I really need to go get some bone meal and double check that this farm actually works, which would be great. And so let's go dump our inventory and get into the nether. Now, I won't lie, I've been seeing a lot of other people playing in 1.16 and making these insane bartering gold farms and everything like that just to get so much loot and, most importantly, unlimited gravel. And well, everybody, I think we might have to tackle that here soon. But that being said, there's a lot more important things like getting our kelp situation sorted right now so we can build with dried kelp blocks, because I feel like that's gonna be really important for our new build that we're doing. And I need to find my way back to the Soul Sand Valley that I have absolutely no idea where it was. Every single person out there has been recently doing those farms on like, hey, here I built a gold farm. And everybody's like, yeah, well, I also need a gold farm. It's like, okay, everybody's got a gold farm at this point in time. And so I'm thinking I might hold off on doing one of those for a little while. And I don't know, do you feel like you've all seen too many gold farms? Is I guess what I'm asking here. And we don't want to go in these. No, I'm not in the snapshot yet. There's no brutes in this world yet. Haha, we are safe for now. I gotta say, it was a pretty bad idea coming all the way down here at the bottom. I know for a fact that we have pathways up there above. Why did I come down here? Let's go back. And that over there in the difference is, that's not what I want to see. That right there is what I want to see. So I think we can maybe find our way around the back of this little bit of lava here, and oh, no, it's okay. We can get through this. Pickaxe go and then we need our shovel to go. Oh, the soul sand to make you super slow, and then on top of that, there's things all around. Oh, geez, he's attacking. And first hit. Nope, he got the second hit on me. Let's see, can we do this? Oh, there's striders down there. I want to work with striders. They seem really sweet. Nailed it. Oh, even the gas explosions cause blue flames. I don't know why that wouldn't click with me to happen regardless, but that's really cool. I swear, the bone breaking sounds is one of the most satisfying things inside of Minecraft. Only Minecraft. Outside of that, don't break bones to listen to them. That's weird. Don't do that. And also, please don't hit me into that pit. You know, for some reason, when I envisioned coming out here, I was just like, this will be a place filled with bone blocks everywhere. I'm just like, they're a little bit farther between than I thought they would be. Oh, there's some right over there. There's some over there. Okay, there is hope. Less hope for this one. Much less hope for this one. At least killing skeletons out here also gives bones. Not quite as many as the bone blocks themselves, and soul speed and chance would be great right now. But wow. Woohoo! Oh, that's an iron helm. My own texture pack is messing with me here. It's like, that guy have a netherite helmet? What the heck, dude? I'll be honest, not quite the boneyard graveyard that I was hoping for, where there'd be literally bones everywhere, but this is more than a stack of them at this point, so we're doing good. We're making a lot of progress. Okay, 62, just under a stack. Thanks, game. Oh, there's more. We got more up there. Coming back to the home, sweet home. This lodestone compass was probably one of the best things that I have built in a very, very long time, because it has made me find my way home so many times at this point. But anyways, we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4.5 stacks of blocks of bones, and that should be able to help us get quite a lot of kelp. We just got to figure out a way to cook it all. I really need to make this area a lot more safe. These guys spawn out here all the time, and it's just deadly. As you can see, down here is much different and prettier and fancy up and everything. That, in the course of this thing running, it's running the entire time, but that thing is all full of kelp, that thing's full of kelp, and this thing's almost full of kelp. So obviously, this works pretty well. There's a bunch of hoppers underneath these barrels that are going into the side of the smoker, so if we do this, that should start loading this coal into the side and then cooking that stuff down. Then after everything gets cooked up, I have a few double chests down here that are just kind of hidden off to the side, where we are going to be getting a lot of dried kelp. As you can see, we're almost there to make our first block of dried kelp, which is awesome. One thing we definitely need down there is going to be a crafting table, however, so we can make our first dried kelp block. I believe this is one of the first dried kelp blocks I've ever made inside of this world. And there it is. That's everything that we worked for to be able to get this. Worth it. So worth it. Also, I did get a little carried away decorating this thing out. Check this out right here. I layered up a bunch of our black stained glass because I was like, oh, I don't want to be able to fall down here because I will die doing that. So I decided to bring in a bunch of black stained glass and did a layer of glass, a layer of air blocks, glass, air blocks, glass, air blocks, glass, air blocks. That took way too long without having any sand to deal with. It was very painful. The rivers are sandless around us. And then there's a bunch more shroom lights down there circled around, and it's looking pretty freaking fantastic. I think, my friends, however, that's going to have to do it for today's episode. So thank y'all so very much for watching. I do hope y'all enjoyed this one. We got a lot of stuff done. We will be figuring out some better way to deal with the bone meal issue in the next episode, probably. And kind of getting that thing ready to go. And I need to make a helmet. That's probably pretty important. But please be sure to click that like button down below if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are brand new and are enjoying what you're seeing here. And my friends, I will catch you on the fWhip side.